Yes, this is the real Manix Dash, and I am reviewing and ranking every single yellow starter from best to worst. Kind of. Okay, so I did this with green, and I realized I made a little mistake. It is not a good idea to be ranking cards that are strictly only applicable in archetypes, you know, ranking them with cards that you can use generically. Like, for example, ranking Pencil Pusher against Shamrock Doge is not really a fair fight, because you are not going to be seeing Pencil Pusher in a mono yellow rainbow type deck. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's all. Let's get into it. Super quickly, I totally forgot. Just a disclaimer, this is all my own opinion, right? It's sure I've got the guidance of others, like my close friends, but this is still entirely my opinion, which means that, you know, I might get some stuff wrong, and if I do get stuff terribly wrong, then obviously I'm gonna revisit it. I'm gonna come back to this video and I'm gonna make an addendum. I'll be like, I'm sorry, don't cancel me, please. But if you do think I made a mistake, I promise this is not engagement bait. Let me know in the comments. I am genuinely curious on what you guys think of this. Okay, sweet. Tour Ship Stowaway. Oh my gosh. If you guys have been here for a while, you know how crazy this card was. Like, at the beginning of Necro Syndicate's Act 1, this card was an absolute menace. They've taken everything away from him. Okay, the biggest fall from glory. This card exists, I guess, you know. As a 1-drop, it has pretty mediocre stats, like 350, 150, considering Mecha Citizen is 300, 200, and it grows. This isn't counting the Tourist, but that itself is kind of a weak body too. It's an extra body, you can use it in the plural or swarm, and you know, when it dies with the 7th fighter, you get crowd's favor. That's a pretty cool interaction it has. It's decent in token decks, I suppose, but it's just, it doesn't have much going for it. It's your generic token sack card. So it gets some mid-B for me. It's not that impressive, but you know, it fulfills its niche. I'm convinced that this card's entire purpose is to act as a secondary starter for Pixel Flame. Like, I remember when this was uncapped, and this was absolutely insane. Like, people like Visor was getting Fluffle and Soul turn 3. That's why they capped it, because you can't have nice things in this world. But you play this turn 1, you discard 2 things, you're not really getting any value out of this. Like, by the time, like, I can't think of a single 2 yellow card that benefit off life loss. Like, the cheapest thing I can think of is Locust, and by the time you discard the 3rd one, it's not gonna proc, it's not gonna do anything. I'm sorry, like, early game, this is a bit of a disappointment. Late game, mid to late game, it's pretty good. That's why I say it's a secondary starter to the Pixel Flame, you know, it's controllable life loss, you know? And a color, like yellow or red-yellow, that has a lot of discard. You've got Rocks of Fox, aggressive advertising, like even Scour the City. Like you can trigger this a lot, no problem. It's just, as a standalone starter, it's not really that great. You're not getting any value out of it turn 1. Like, at the most, you're getting value out of it turn 2. Pixel Flame exists, guys. That's all I gotta say. You guys are sleeping on emilvita. Like, even outside of Pit Photographer, which is, it's still crazy, and I mean, you can see in this background footage, this is absolutely insane. That is still a 5450 turn 1. Like, that's basically a mini Zephu. You know, before you go, oh, Manix Dash, you know, it's not even 500 power, how does it even win the starter trade? Well, dude, you're in yellow. You've got power gain, you know, you've got Volt, you've got Robar even, and you've got Happy Clown as well. You guys, Happy Clown exists. That's all I have to say. Happy Clown exists. You know, solid. But, you know, outside of the body, it doesn't really do anything. It's a bit of a dead draw mid to late game if you don't have Pit Photographer, like a pick and support up. Dice at any sort of bread, which is expected for most of these. you know, it does its job, does it pretty well. Mid-B. Okay, Valkyries are always amazing. It's burst gen and there's like a secondary starter fallback option. You know this. I've expressed my love for Valkyries in the previous green starter video. But green yellow and red yellow don't really need these Valkyries because, you know, they've got other burst geners. Sure, I can see green yellow being good considering it puts tokens in the base plate and that's synergy with like Galilea and stuff. But for red yellow, they really don't need this. You know, they've got Mickey Mac, Pumpkin Carver, which I'm getting to later. But like, their starter choice is absolutely insane, you know? And I get this is like a fast option for them, but you can get Valkyrie or you could get Valkyrie with a body. Slight spoilers for Mickey Mac, sorry. I'm still putting them in A, because they're always amazing. They're just consistent, they're just great. But not that relevant in these dual colors compared to others. Blue-yellow is better starters. That's it, you know? Even in generic uses, it blows. I'm sorry. You could use it as a give proc, like turn 1, but I don't really know any decks that would want like a turn 1 give, unless you're using it with like have meat, but then you're kind of weird for doing that. So it gets a bottom. I'm sorry, it gets a C for me. It's not good anywhere, you know, outside of the group. Mid C, because you know there's definitely some cards that are way worse than this. Speaking of cards that are way worse than this, oh my gosh, has this card absolutely fallen from its grace ever since the yellow rage buffs and nerfs and reworks. This card has just been left to rot and die. Like, I don't even have anything written down for this card. Like, I've got a huge paragraph for the others and this one just says, it just has a frowny face on it. So basically what? It's 4 white for rage starter. That's great. It's decent stats, sure, it's comparable like Scrub, and if it attacks, like if you go second and you attack with it, you've got an extra 200 power from the rage. Sure, it gives you a red rubber duck to fuel it. You know, in theory, this sounds like a pretty decent card. Until you remember, hey, Rageborne Coffers exists as a card. Like, Rageborne Coffers is like 500 times way more better and just crazier than this card will ever be. Like, that card accelerates your gen, gives you extra white to fuel your stuff, and it's got good stats. Like, it has better stats than this. The only issue is that it's not a starter, but in Rage, like, you've got better starters, dude. You've got like, what, Rageborne Bi? Like, even in Mono Yellow Rage, you've just got better starters than this, and it's just kind of sad, honestly. Like, maybe I'm clouded by nostalgia of old Yellow Rage, but this card is just not it for me. I'm putting it at bottom C. I'm sorry. Maybe this is a bit too harsh, but this is just my opinion on it. This card is buns. I'm sorry, it's bad. You want a 2 white starter? Just use Live. Like, what is so important at the 350 power threshold that validates using this over Live? Tremedy? That's the only synergy I can think of, you know. It just feels like a waste of a slot. Like, you could spend 1 extra white and you could get a body that's like way better than this. I'm sorry, I'm putting it at the C. The high C, obviously, because it's still pretty good for a 2 white starter anyways, but it's just, no utility. It's a vanilla, it's a bad vanilla. Yellow's got better stats, man. Alright, I guess you can use this outside of his archetype, but you've got a 1 in 3 chance of being able to cast the action. I just don't think it's worth it at all. I'm obligated to put it in C, purely because you can technically use it outside of its archetype, but this is just not it. You want to splash stars, use the 1 white, 2 yellow, halo, red rare. Like, just do that. Or just run the star package as a whole. Like, the star package is great, guys, please. Bottom C. SnickTrix, okay. I did not just lose a Roblox Spectators ranked match. I am not salty at all at his game. No, I am not mad that my account data got wiped in Islands 3 times. This is completely unbiased, I super duper picky promise, this card sucks. Okay. No, but it's immune to Chef and it's immune to Langs. Yeah, but it's not immune to getting hit in the face. Like, what? Best case scenario, this card will trade like really well. This card trades very well. That's the one thing I assure you it does. This is coming from self-proclaimed trade master. This card is amazing early game trades. But late game and mid game, kind of a dead draw. I mean, it doesn't do much. Like, is it solid? Sure, it's solid, I guess. But it just feels really awkward to use, you know? There's not really like any things you can like combo into it. It doesn't really have any synergies apart from health gain. And it's pretty situational. Like, not all decks are going to be running effect-based bread. Most of them are, because bread is great and you need bread. But 200 is not that much. Like, 200 will protect you from a boba. At most, it doesn't even protect you from a barcode. At most, it'll protect you from those early game things. It still dies to Ignis Mage. You know, any Ignis Mage fans out there, go wild. But I'm sorry, this card is just not it. Maybe I'm biased. I just don't really like it. I'm putting it mid B. Thrill Spectators. This card is not bad. Okay, can you believe that? This card is not bad. It's a 2 white, 100, 500 starter if the effect triggers, and that effect is super easy to proc. You know, it's just solid. It's not the best ever, and it's best used as a secondary starter, but it's not the worst. You know, it's 2 white. Going turn 1, you could cast 2 pickets and then get a huge power gain. It does its job and it does it well. You know, unfortunately, outside of that, it doesn't really provide that much utility compared to the other starters. It's just an issue of being overshadowed. So, still pretty good though. I'm putting it in high B. Pretty high B. This is the mill card. It's really good in mill. Absolutely amazing in mill. If you draw like 2 of them, you're already automatically milling 3 cards from your opponent. That's pretty insane, turn 1. But outside of mill, it kind of sucks. Like, sure, 350, 400 stats for 2 white is really, really good. But if you're not going for mill, the effect is kind of useless. Like, you've just given your opponent 2 more cards. At the most, you've milled 1 of their cards, which is, oh, that's pretty bad, but you know, you've given them 2 extra. Even if you're using in like, I don't know, a graded build around where you get rid of the effect, you have better stats than that. Like, you've got Mohawk and friends, you don't need this. Just because it's so powerful and like oppressive in mill, I'm putting it in mid B. But the fact that it doesn't have any little to no generic usage, I've got to bop it down. This is the cheese card of the century, okay? This card has been in like a 5-year relationship with Cosmic Stud and he has like 2 kids with her. You're using this card for 3 reasons. 1, you're using it in Gladiators, which, fair enough, you know? 2, you're Graph. 3, you're using it with Cosmic Stud. No other reason. This is the ultimate cheese card and I respect it, you know? It's a damn good cheese card, but you know, outside of the cheese, it doesn't really do much. Then again, the cheese is really, really, really good. Okay, I feel like a rat right now talking about all the cheese. Cheese. This card is amazing turn 1. This, like, it's a common too. So, you can trigger like 2 of them to search out your rank card and get it. Like, it's just amazing, okay? The stats are bad, sure, but you know, it's just 2 white and the effect kind of carries it. What do you want it to do? It survives a turn if you want to return it. 600 is pretty tanky. I'm putting it in high A. It's good. It's really good. Please, sometime just try out like a Funeral Eulogist like stud deck. It's so fun. You don't even have to use it in yellow, is the fun part. You can use it in anything. I've used this in Dimensional Breakpoint with Cosmic Stud, and I've got like 10 of them in my base plate. It's so great. This card has no generic usage. This card also has no generic usage. This card has no generic usage. This card has no generic... Hey, how many times am I gonna keep saying this, dude? How many cards are there where you just can't use them generically? What is this? This card has no generic... Wait, this you can actually use this card generically. Oh my god, okay, wait, hang on. Okay, so this is the first one that you can use generically, you know. It's a 3 white, 500, 300. That's pretty underwhelming, you know. Dies to the beast, ooh. Worst case scenario, it just dies and you've wasted 3 white. Oh, you know. Other than that, it's pretty good, you know. Level ups are just always great. And I guess they act as rank cheese, but in yellow, I don't think there's much you need to rank cheese for. But, maybe go crazy with it with a Apostle of Avarice or something. You know, plus you can search the level ups with something like Enzyme Runner, you know. It's not popular, but it's solid. If you're really bored, you know, I'd give it a try. Putting it in mid B. Like, in grinders, it's absolutely amazing, but outside of grinders, it's still got some pretty good usage. Oh, we're back to this. Okay. This card has no generic usage. Plus, it kind of blows in its archetype. Because you've got the other one. Yeah, this is the other one. This is like just the better Bioblade starter. You know, you can also use it generically to splash Rainbow. I haven't seen it being used, but that's a lie. I have seen it used, but just once. I really like it. Look, it's 600 health, you know, that's tanky enough to survive a turn. You can get plenty of triggers out of it. Plus it's 3 white, so if you really wanted to, you could spend the extra white on the other starter. I love this card. I love this card. This card is so awesome, right? It's 3 white, but it does everything. So not only does it draw a card, but it also summons another body. That same body can be used as base plate fodder with like teeny archaeologist. You can use it as graveyard fill, you can use it as sack like Stowaway, or you can just literally use it as a meat shield. Like, it's so simple, but it's so versatile. Like, I find myself using this card all the time. Like, it's easy S tier, easy. Okay, we've got another really good starter. I used to love this card a lot. I used to run this card a lot. It's so versatile, you know. It's a pick hand proc, it's graveyard fill, you can cost it as a body for card's favor. It's also a target proc, you know, cost uses like Evil Wood Grain or Monopoly Man. It's awesome. It's great early game, great mid game, terrible, absolutely terrible late game. Its stats also, you know, really suck. Ooh, dies to the beast. Wrong! Actually, this is the one that doesn't die to the beast because of the 100 health. But still, it's... Look, I really want to give this S. I really do. It's just jack of all trades, master of none. You know, I just don't think it's up there yet. Could be wrong, you know, I'll think about this one. I could definitely see this being S, but high A for now. Well. The devs got to have me, reverted him back a nerf, colored him yellow, and they expected me not to notice. There's only one tiny difference between him and Half Meat though. He is not him! Essarrgee, or however you say his stupid name, is yellow. You know what that means? It means he's in a faster color, and that color gets access to regular power game. Why would I want to cost this when I could just cost like, I don't know, Fried Acolyte and a Robar? You know, it's just way too slow. Like, it takes 2 turns for it to get to 500 power. Sure, drawing might be, look, drawing is as easy in yellow as giving is in green. Maybe even like slightly worse. But this card is just way too slow for its color. I'm sorry, I just have not seen this card proc properly. Not just that, there is a huge issue in it being a 900 0. It's just so fragile early game. this is just, it's so susceptible to just being shut down immediately, and then you've got absolutely no board state. I'm sorry, I don't like this card. Maybe you do, maybe the like 2 SRG fans out there think it's crazy. I think it's awful. This card is terrible. I'm sorry. Ooh, it's generic resistance starter. I honestly think the other one's better. Like, it's got better stats, and I just think the effect is just much faster. Oh, gosh, how can I yap about this so I can make it a longer video? I don't know. Like, outside of resistance, it kind of blows. If you want to splash draft, just use the red one. This is just not it for me. Bottom, it's near the top of C, I guess, because it's not as bad as essarrgee. Wow, Renaud. I could glaze this card for like a long time. Like, if I was kidnapped and held hostage and they told me to just like absolutely glaze something, I would glaze Touhou Project first, but Renaud would be in the back of my mind, you know. But like, I'm tired, you know, I'm recording this at like 2 in the morning and I'm all out of tea. So I'm just gonna let my buddy Furzos here, also known as Nixon Docs, explain why Renaud is so great. And he better take it seriously, because I haven't actually seen what he sent me, alright?
Renaud 800 is mad awesome, guys. You get plus 4 Robux stacks. That's like 1 million Robux in the art. You get rich from that. Oh, you wanted me to talk about the card effect itself? Well, you can abuse hand destroy with it, I guess. Little Man of Sailor B64 Fluffle Funds. Or you can change it into random middle cards, I guess, with Hello Exclusionist. But why do you want to do that when you can get 1 million Robux? Yeah, I want money!
Alright, I wasn't expecting that, but sure. Hi, I'm recording this from the kitchen, by the way. I haven't gotten my tea yet. Thanks, Furzos. Anyways, yeah. Solid card, great synergies all around. I love this guy, you know? Renaud's actually what made me pick up playing yellow again. So you can thank Renaud for this whole video, if you want. Don't actually like send them a message or anything. S tier. If I haven't made it clear, it's S. Look, unlike the other Doom's biomechanics, like continued, flaws, and like shinies, I honestly feel that Spiral is best used like Splash, like used as an additional tool in Swarm, rather than like a whole deck. Sure, Spiral as a whole deck can work, like I've used it and it does work really well. I just feel that it's better and just more versatile and fun outside. You know, that's why I really want to like this starter, but it's just kind of weird to use unless you're going full Spiral. You know, 403 white is pretty stock standard. It's actually really good for yellow, you know. But it gets better trading utility, the power from Wrath, the deep power from Sloth. There's only one bad emotion you could get, and it's Greed. Plus, you know, if it's about to die, you can just turn it into a 1000 gens white as well. That's great, you know, but outside of Spiral, I just can't find a place for this card. Like, it's absolutely great in Spiral, it's amazing, but outside it's nothing, you know. I'm putting it in high B just because it's amazing in its niche. The devs did wonders for this card when they made it an actual starter. Like, ooh, no more pseudo status, you know? They did even more wonders when they made it a 450. Like, this is one of the best, this might be the best starter for Color Splash in yellow. You know, it's got better stat line than most, like 4 white, 450. It's pretty good considering, you know, what it gives you. And it gives you really good burst gen. Just be a bit careful when you use this card, because I've seen people use it and then mail card because they weren't expecting to get 3. Like, their opponent can trigger this. I'm putting it in A. Pretty good. Like mid A. This is really solid. Okay, funny story. Story time, guys. Back in like 2022, I and like a lot of other people used to use this in green. Yeah, we used to use this in green as our starter because that's how desperate we were for draw. There was absolutely nothing. You know, nowadays we got Junior Permit, you've got a Biogenesis unit. You kids have it easy. Back in 2020, we had like nothing. Alright, you're not here for funny stories anyways. Maybe you are. This card's pretty solid. Sure, it's probably not going to trigger on the first turn by itself, because like, really, who's running a 100 HP starter? But Mono Yellow has a bunch of trading tools that help it get that initial trigger. Like, I've said this before, you've got Vault, Robar, you know? It's kind of sad that actually, that most people don't use this because they just get it from Tix God. It's not bad. Honestly, it's not bad. It's just a bit iffy as like a singular primary starter. Like, I'd run this and a secondary starter, like Pencil Wizard. Speaking of... Also, I'm putting this in like top of B. Okay, how do I describe this? This is a green player speaking, so I'm sorry if this is going to be another green analogy, but this is evil Free the Polar Bear. You know, rather than Free the Polar Bear, you want to get that card mid to late game. This card, you want to get it as soon as possible. Like, you want this turn 1 right on there. And all it needs is to proc once. And then you've gone insane value. Because that's 2 500 400s. Like, you know, sure, not many cards are gonna die to 400 power, but I sound like a broken record. We have trading utilities in yellow. Like, this isn't green, you don't have to rely on gears. We've got... I'm gonna say Volt and Robar again. Wow, okay. Let's spice it up. You've got Nyarlathotep's Razor, guys. Look, I love this card. I don't even have anything written on it. I have a smiley face and Go Wild next to it. This card's amazing. Like, this might be the best secondary starter, like, in the entire game. Like, this is... Roblox wants to be this card. Is all I'm gonna say. Easy S. Easy S. Unfortunately, you know, it is a secondary starter, so I can't put it all the way up, so it's gonna have to be at the bottom. But still, this card is great. Amazing. Oh, this brings me back to like 2021, 22, when this card was just used all the time. It didn't change much. In fact, they got a little bit of a buff, but this card just could not keep up. You know, other starters just provide way better utility. By no means is this a bad card. You know, it's 400, 500. That's pretty solid, and it slowly grows. But keyword slowly. This card is just too slow. Hasn't kept up to the fast meta that yellow is now. You know, just completely overshadowed by other options, unfortunately. You know, it serves its purpose, so I'm putting it high B. But compared to others, not really. In theory, a 450 400 4 white sounds pretty bad. Like, you've got Big Tank S instead. But you gotta factor in the 400 150 noob it summons you. Like, and then you gotta realize that Scrub actually allows noobs to just accelerate its game state like really crazy. You know, maybe it's carried by Coeptus being an absolutely insane card, but it does allow you to go super aggressive early, you know? Like, you can build this up with a noob golem or a noob cannon. Like, just the noob package in of itself is absolutely skyrocketed by this starter. But look, outside of the noob engine, this really doesn't have any utility, unfortunately. Like, it's a tiny buff. Sure, you can use it in target spam, I guess, but you've got better cards for that, like Dwarvern Courier. If you really want a stat buff, you've got Iron Enforcer, which is actually the next starter on this list. So, you know, there's not enough utility outside the noob engine to warrant an A. But it's still pretty good, so I'm putting it at the top of B. So, yeah. Okay, I know I just like said use Iron Enforcer instead if you want a target. And this is true. This card's great in like Yellow Hero. But outside of that, it's 3 white. That's all I'm gonna say. It's 3 white for a 250 buff. The buff is great, it's just 3 white. It's so expensive and the body is nothing. Like, sure, it's better than Scrub. It's way better than Scrub if you want a target, like a target buff. But like, oh man, like this as your starter slot is just so awkward, because sure, it's a 400, is it? Yes, it's a 403 white, which is pretty good stats, but it's just weird to use as your, it's definitely not going to be your primary starter, so, you know, I'm putting it in B, mid B, maybe lower mid B. I'll work it out. Well. If it isn't Potential Man himself. You know, they call him 007. 0 useful cards given, 0 traits, and 7 or more cards you wish you drew instead of it. Wow, okay, that was really mean. I'm sorry, okay. Look, in theory, this card's awesome. You know, it gives you any yellow starter ever, and it's only an epic legendary, so you're not sacrificing much by including it as a secondary starter. If it survives more than 1 turn. This has 500 health. This is like nothing. It's inert in play as well. So, look, you'll get 1 trigger out of it. It'll gen. It'll gen. It'll work once. And if you draw a late game, if you're ahead, amazing. If you're on the same board state, woohoo. If you're really behind, just pray it gives you like a flat fire or MZH. Like, sure, it's in yellow. You've got really fast and just cheap and crazy hand fill, emotion explosion, mail delivery truck, wanted a dead body, all comes to mind. Even like a merely. You know, these are all just like way better give options than Roblox. But if you want a consistent secondary starter that gives you good cards and helps you establish a ramp early game, by all means go for it. You know, I'll put this card in high B. Does its job pretty well. It's just, it could do so much better. It could do so much more. Every time I see this card, I'm just like, come on, man. You know. Pikachu Killer. The vanilla. This is the vanilla starter. This is the better Pilgrim, as far as I'm concerned. Like, 600, 300 doesn't seem like much, but it's pretty damn good. It does its job as a vanilla early game, and it does it pretty well. Like, you can see in this footage, I was actually going pretty well with Pikachu Killer, and I was surprised, because I was like, what the hell, this card can throw hands? Like, I don't know what else to tell you, dude. Try it out. Like, in a world full of effects, try vanilla. Hang on, what color does this card splash again? I honestly forget. Green, right? Yeah, okay. Look, if you want green splash in yellow, use an odds maker. Use Latchy, Carnage. You know, you just got other options. Like, you don't need to waste your starter slot. I mean, I say that, but then I tell you to use odds maker. It's just not worth it. Like, I'm sorry, your starter is better off used on a better card. Okay, they nerfed this card's stat line pretty bad, but that doesn't stop it from being an absolute menace when it comes to burst gen early game. Like, you can see in this footage in the background right now, I just put down 3 cards turn 1. Like, is that not nutty? Like, if I went second, I would have put down 4. Like, you could see. Like, you can even use this in mono yellow. Like, that's how I normally use it. I normally use this in mono yellow to get like a 2 yellow card turn 1 without discarding anything. Like, that's a turn 1 Silky Dev, Roxapulse, Child of Despair. I could go on. Like, that's pretty insane. Like, and not just that, this is pretty insane in red yellow as well. This fits the crazy speed red yellow wants to go. This card is amazing when it comes to red yellow and mono yellow. But if you want a red splash starter, you're gonna have to go for another card. Like, even after the stat nerf, this thing is insane. So it has to be an S. This card is amazing. I love Mickey Max so much. This has to be an S tier card, dude. You know what? Let's just get the Acolytes done. Okay, Acolyte of the future. Blue-yellow is better starters. That's it. Like, blue-yellow doesn't need to go Acolyte, Guardia, Wielder. It's got better and faster gen options. You know, it's got Organoid, Basic B. It can just go way faster than that playline, and it's way more versatile either. Like, you don't need a guard, you don't need a wielder. You could go Freaky Friday. You know, theoretically, this card should be good, but it's not. So I've got to put it in C. While we are on the same vein of potential cards, let us bring up Fried Acolyte. Unlike its two brothers, Necromantic and Infernal, who are absolutely insane, this card is so bad. Okay, first of all, Necromantic and Infernal grow really quickly, especially when you cast multiple of them. They grow really exponentially. Like, two Necromantic Acolytes, they're basically unkillable. That's just a giant wall. Same as two Infernal Acolytes. You draw both of them, those are just... That's a huge threat, you know, that the power's going up. Versus, you cast two Fried Acolytes, it's 100 health, 100 power. It tries to do both, but it just sucks. Like, just stick to one, man. That's not even going over the main utility of an Acolyte starter. The main utility of an Acolyte starter is to get like something 4 yellow. Something that's 4 yellow turn 2. Now, green, both green and red have their options. You know, green has, they don't have Ultra Blocks in tree anymore, but there's still a lot of 4 green options, which I will not disclose because I'm saving that for another video. Infernal Acolyte, you've got what, red laser sight pixel pistol. That's another thing they do. They take advantage of the big body that they give. Yellow practically has nothing. Like, what 4 drops do yellow have that's so impactful? All I can think of is like Overwhelm the Mother or the 4 yellow transform, but those don't really benefit Fried Acolyte, and those aren't necessary to turbo out, you know. Like, not just that, but yellow has like an infinite amount of pseudo starters. I am 90% sure that you go to comments on yellow right now and tell me how many pseudo starters there are. There's probably more than subscribers that I have watching this video right now. Please subscribe, please. I like seeing big numbers go up, makes me happy. But for your entertainment, I will list some right now. Excellent Normal Icarus, Finland, Serenok, Caroline. I'm not opening up the wiki and checking 1 yellow starters. The point is, if you really need to turbo a 4 yellow starter that badly, sorry, if you really need to turbo a 4 yellow card that badly, you have other options to do it. You do not need an Acolyte to do it. It's just too slow for what yellow wants to do, which seems like a recurring gimmick actually with these starters. But yeah, it's terrible. It's B because it does its job, I guess, but it's the very bottom. They made this card too crazy, and now they killed it. Kill it is a bit of a strong word. Okay, outside of opponent life gain, this starter blows. And you wanna know why? I'm gonna sound like a broken record again. Get ready for it. It's too slow for yellow. It's also too slow for like any other deck that wants to use it. Because at that point, I'd rather use like 2x2 or Cosmic Stud. My point is, there's just so many other ways to get a Nastum Stud. Like, sure, the body is weak, but it doesn't even gen, and it dies. Like, I get the point is that it's meant to die, but it just holds no board presence as a 1 white drop. Like, I'm gonna compare it to Mecha Citizen again. I haven't even reviewed Mecha Citizen, and I'm gonna compare it to Mecha Citizen again. This card blows. I'm sorry. Maybe there's evil hidden tech you can do with it, but I just think it sucks. Feel free to prove me wrong in the comments, I guess. Oh my god. You know, in retrospect, just seeing all of these cards makes me realize how many of them are so nothing. And Live is one of those cards. And it's good. It's a 2 white give proc. It's better than Coalition Smuggler at that. Use it in Drager, man, sure. Use it in Drager for a easy proc. That's the only time I see people use it. Why settle for 1 Robux stack when you can settle for 4 with Renaud? And oh my god, I'm talking about Renaud again. I am glazing Renaud again, I'm sorry. Renaud has already had its 60 minutes of fame. Look, this card exists. Please be a good starter. Wait. Oh wait, this is Devrolf. Hang on guys, let me lock in. This is actually a great starter. Okay, you've seen me use this a bunch of times in my lists. I've used it in Pearl Glad, regular Pearl, blah blah blah. This is great. This card is so great. First of all, it's a rare that summons itself twice. It's automatic hero auto include. Like not just in yellow, like red yellow hero, blue yellow, literally any permutation of yellow that includes, basically any permutation of hero that includes yellow, you use Devrolf in. Second of all, it's a double gener. This is exactly what I'm talking about with the Fried Acolyte thing. Like, you don't need it. You've got double geners like Devrolf. Yeah. Look, I put it in S. I really would put it in S. I really do want to put it in S. But just, it does not hold up to the amazing starters that are in S. Because it is a rare. Oh no, we're back to slop. Okay, we're back to slop. Terry Sinister is a starter of all time. I don't even see this guy being used in Sinisters because Sinisters don't need starters. I feel like every time people play Sinisters, it feels weird to see them use a starter because it's just too slow. Like Sinisters thrive on just discarding into one of their big fighters and just getting that engine set up immediately. But let's talk about outside of Sinisters. How good is this card? It's a 500, 400, 4 white. That's pretty good in theory. And you get refunded 2 white. That's also good. No problem. If you're not using the Sinister family engine, you've just given your opponent an extra 2 white. It's the Fernal Quest spammer dilemma all over again, except they can do a lot more with 2 white in the early game than they can with 2 extra cards. I can't believe I'm saying that, but it's true. Like 2 white is actually a really good amount. Not just that, this guy you can't even use as a primary starter because he's an uncommon. Like you could use him as a primary starter, but it'd be a bit weird and you have to include pseudos and it's not good. Basically this is not good. I've expressed my disdain for starters in Sinister anyways, and this guy's generic usage is also just so whack, so bottom of B. He's good, I guess, if you want a body. He's better than Popcorn Heavy, so I'll put him at bottom of B. Okay, Tix Fanatic. I know you're expecting me to be like, just use Renaud best starter in the game. And that's what I wanted to say. I really wanted to say it until my friend reminded me that this card is 3 white. That means you can cost like a Shambith Gargoyle and then 1 money card, and then you get a 1200 turn 1. And that's great. I think, okay, that's pretty neat, pretty nifty. And it's pretty consistent in yellow. You know, you got draws, you can totally get that out early. But I just don't think that Tix Fanatic lives up to the versatility of Renaud. Like 2 Robux, 2 money stacks versus 4 money stacks. Like, you know, plus the stat line is much better. The extra white doesn't really make that much of a difference to me. Like the combos you get out of Renaud are just so much more meaningful than Tix to me. So, look, it still gets a place in like B because all in all, it's still a pretty good card. It is just worse Renaud. And Renaud's a pretty good card, so I'm sorry, Tix Fanatic. This is the best 1 white yellow starter in the game. I've compared like what Popcorn Hebe, emilvita. I've compared them to this, and Torship Stowaway too. The only one that like barely gives it a run for its money is emilvita because of its trading capabilities. This card is just crazy. Like this card just does it all. It's a 1 white, a 300, 200 that grows, And we all know from the sins of Pillager that growing starters are never good to fight. And second of all, it gives a power buff, like training. You don't even have to train another one of it. You can just train another card. And there are so many cards that really benefit off a single 100 power gain. Like Lord of Greed, first of all. Child of Despair. I see lots of people using of Child of Despair. But personally, I love using it with Lord of Greed because it's 1 white, 3 white. Oh, it's perfect turn 1, you know? It makes it easier to trade as well. Look, this card is all around great. This card's amazing. I could go on about it. It's A. It's totally A. I hinted at this card at the end of Mickey Mac. And I mean, this card is just Kothran Brewer for yellow. This is the red splash, like if you want it. And to be honest, yellow splash red is a viable and very good deck. Like, you've got Rapport, Person 299 mini games, but I really don't think you should use that with this. The most I use this card with, like, I use this card the most in Mouth of Kala. Because A, Mouth of Kala is actually good, big shocker, and 2, this is just like the most consistent way to get it. Thanks Cool Flames for lending me this Mouth of Kala deck, because I wasn't really bothered to make one myself. Yeah, but this card's great. It has a purpose and it serves its utility really well. Does it work as a red-yellow starter? Not really, because you have Mickey Mac. Like Mickey Mac existing just completely invalidates this card. Would you use it as like a secondary starter in red-yellow? Still probably not. I'll put it up in A. I do think it's better than Roblox because, you know, unlike Potential Man, this guy actually fulfills his niche and does it really well. Okay, I know a lot of you have been waiting for this card, because let's be honest, this card's pretty crazy. That's why I put it near the end of the video, so you gotta wait a bunch. Ah, see, I'm smart. Or maybe you just click the chapters, because I'm so nice and I provide chapters, because I'm such a good YouTuber and that's why you should subscribe to me, please. Okay. Get ready, because I'm gonna glaze this card like unbelievably hard. And if it gets a nerf in the near future, and everything I say means nothing, like what happened in Necromantic Acolyte, do not clip this, alright? Because me and my legal team are watching you and we will not hesitate to give you a wedgie or another really broad threat I can give on YouTube. Okay, disclaimer aside, this card rocks. This card is everything Child of Giotto wants to be. It's got great stats. It's 3 white, so you can cost 2 of them if you go second. And it's a draw, so it never falls off if you draw it early, mid, or late. And let me explain why it's so good early. Child of Giotto costs 1 white, 1 yellow. So if you cost a turn 1, you have to base play the card. But what happens if the card you draw, you can't cost? Oh no! You can't put it in the base plate because you've already used it. So it gets wasted and goes to the graveyard. Oh, poor Child of Giotto, it's okay, you'll get them next time. Meanwhile, with Miso, it costs no yellow. That means if you draw a card and you can't cost it, oh well, just put it in the base plate. It's a free base plate, it's free ramp. Kinda free. It's amazing. Now, before you go, oh, Manix Dash, what if, you know, I really love Harrison Powell because I'm awesome, but it makes my Harrison Powell fleeting and I have to give it up. What, doesn't that make this card super bad? No, it doesn't. People are so scared of fleeting draw. And they're so scared to give up like top ends. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's great. This card is so good. I'm 90% sure this is the best starter for green-yellow. Green-yellow! Can you believe that? Like, if I haven't glazed this card enough, ask like any reputable person and they'll tell you the exact same thing. Miso Sad is amazing. Miso Sad is the best card in the whole game. Miso Sad. I had an affair with my wife with Miso Sad and my wife didn't even mind because Miso Sad is so awesome. Yeah. And that's all of them. Yeah, that's every single yellow starter ranked. I am sorry for the wait. Gosh, I don't know what to say in an outro. Did I ask you to like and subscribe and comment and turn notifications on? I think you're meant to do that. What else? Did I mention that YouTube has a bug where it makes you unsubscribe from some? I don't actually know if that's true. Like I'm 90% sure this is just like bait. Like someone please tell me if this is true or not, because I actually don't know and I don't really want to Google it because I'll feel stupid at Googling it. I can't even like complain that 90% of you aren't subscribed because a good amount of you are subscribed. Like it's a 2-to-1 ratio and I'm really happy about that. Yeah, I got nothing. I'm just yapping at this point. Blue starters never. Blue starters never. I don't think I want to play blue for like 10 hours. If I get like enough subscribers or like enough people yelling at me to do it, I guess I'll do it. That's really gonna bite me in the back, isn't it? Just subscribe, man, woman, whoever you are. Yeah.